Polly knelt beside the beaten woman and pressed her handkerchief to the back of her head in a vain attempt to staunch the bleeding. "Let's get her to my house. I don't live far from here." Mr. Price's voice wobbled. Not far from here? They were in Capitol Hill, one of the nicest areas of Denver. Mr. Price grasped the handkerchief and, still pressing it to the woman's head, picked her up and cradled her like a baby. Polly found the woman's reticule and grabbed it. He raced from the alley onto the street lamp-lit road. "Rachel! Rachel, can you hear me?" He knew her name? This man was an enigma. His strides were long and rapid, and Polly had to run to keep up with him. "Rachel, you're going to be okay." Mr. Price's voice cracked. Please, you have to come out of this. How could someone do this to you? How?" Polly struck up the nerve to touch his arm. "Do you think she'll be all right? If anything happens to her—" Breathless from trying to keep up with him, Polly couldn't answer. Was there a romantic relationship between the two? Mr. Price turned up the walk of an elegant brick Georgian home, with a curved entrance and 3 third-story dormers. Polly scurried ahead of him and came to a screeching halt at the door. "Open it!" He barked the command as if she were one of his police underlings. But she obeyed. They stepped into the grand hall. "Nancy! Nancy!" Mr. Price's cries echoed in the large, marble-floored space. His face was as white as the mountain snows, and blood stained his shirt and coated his hands. Rachel's breathing was shallow. A woman in a black gown with a white apron, a frilled white cap on her head, emerged from the back of the house. "Edwin, what happened?" "It's Rachel. She's been attacked, beaten over the head. Telephone for the doctor. I'll take her to the blue room." As Nancy retreated to make the call, Mr. Price headed for the stairs. Polly followed him, at first at a safe distance. When he didn't scold her, she closed the gap. 2 women met them at the top of the curved staircase, both in elegant gowns, one older than the other. Perhaps his mother and sister?